Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Sanchez, the sports content creator here at the Tolleson Union High School District, and we're here for another episode of the Education Exchange. Today, we're here with a Tolleson Union High School student who has accomplished a lot in her 3 years in high school and has also been a previous guest of the Education Exchange. Zaidee, why don't you reintroduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, everyone. My name is Zaidee Sanchez. I'm 17 years old, currently a junior at Tolleson Union High School. I actually am a model. I have a current title called Miss Teen US Mexico Latina 2025, and I am also a leader on my varsity pom team and also the president of the Tolleson Performance Company.
So, to clarify, have you always been a Tolleson Union High School student?
Yes, all 3 years. So, like I said, I'm a junior. So, since freshman year, I've actually been in Tolleson. And since I was little, I've actually wanted to go to Tolleson.
Really? So,
Yes.
why is that? Why did you always want to go to Tolleson?
I don't know. Tolleson always caught my attention. I think since I was little, also I knew a lot of my friends would go to Tolleson, and Tolleson is a very big school with a lot of activities that you can do. For example, I am a dancer. I'm a performer. I love being on stage. Anything that involves being in front of cameras or on stage. And when I knew that they had a lot of opportunities there at Tolleson, I knew that I would love to go there.
So remind us once again, you're involved in so much. You're involved in spirit line, dance. You have a lot of academics achievements that you have. Remind us once again, what are you involved in at Tolleson Union?
Yes, so I'm currently the president at Tolleson Performance Company, and I've this is my first year being president, so I'm really starting out, but it's really fun. I love it so much. I'm also a first year leader on the varsity pom team, and I truly love it. I love being there for all the girls. I love seeing how they've grown since even my freshman year, girls who are my age or incoming dancers.
So you've been involved in those two and all
All,
all
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 three
years.
years,
Awesome.
yes.
That's cool. That's very cool. And what? So also in varsity pom, you have a couple accomplishments that you've done while being in varsity pom. Let's talk about those. You qualified for nationals in Anaheim. That's this coming February. Let's talk
Yes.
about that. What's
Yes. So nationals, it's always in Anaheim, California. Since freshman year, I've had the opportunity. The whole team has had the opportunity to qualify for nationals. So if you didn't know, fun fact, Tolleson High School has a competition team for their cheer and pom squad. I'm part of the pom squad, and every since my freshman year, we've qualified all 3 years, and it's truly an amazing experience. California is super beautiful, and we also get to go to Disneyland and California Adventures.
That's awesome. And then I also see here that you made All American at cheer camp over the summer. What you made All American? That's pretty big.
Yes.
That's the whole country.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Yes.
What's
All American is an award that we got recognized for our hard work, talent, and dedication that we put into Cheer Summer Camp. So that was actually back in, I believe, in July. And you get to audition for it, to try out for it. And me and a couple of my two other friends were lucky enough to have the placement to become All American. And we had the opportunity to go to Orlando, Florida, and perform at Walt Disney World.
That's awesome. How was that experience to perform at Walt Disney?
It was amazing. This was my first year doing it, and it was a remarkable experience. I recommend it to try it out because you never know if you can take that step forward. If you don't, you'll never know until
So
you knock it in and try it.
so did you guys get to compete and then like have a day at Disney World? Was that like what you guys get to do?
So it wasn't actually competing, it was actually performing.
Oh, okay.
So we learned they send us a routine through the phone and we learn it through the
Mhm,
phone. And then I believe 2 months later, that's when we actually fly into Florida.
mhm,
And then they place us into our formations and we get to perform at Walt Disney World.
mhm.
And then we get to have 3 days at the actual parks.
Awesome. So now let's get into your beauty pageant accomplishments. You had a lot that's been going on with your beauty pageants. You were Miss Cover Girl 2024. You were featured on Quinceañera magazine. You were crowned recently US Mexico Latina 2025. And then you're going to compete at nationals in August of 2026. Like how's all that? Like how'd you get
Yes.
started in that and how's the experience been?
It's been a remarkable journey since I can remember. Since I was little, like I said, I've always loved to perform, to be in front of a stage, in front of cameras. So I knew that modeling was something that I love to do, that I enjoy so much. And I was recently Miss Covergirl 2024 last year. And that was an amazing title because I was able to help quinceañeras not only plan their special day, but also start even their modeling or Miss Covergirl journey.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very
Yes.
cool. So what's nationals next year? How's that gonna be?
Yes,
Are you
so the current title that I have is called Miss Teen US Mexico Latina. I am representing all of my culture, my community, which is Mexicans, right? So it is beautiful. It's a really beautiful journey and process throughout all that. This is my first time going to nationals for a pageant, and that'll be in the coming August of 2026. And so it's honestly a beautiful journey that I'm excited to start. And I've been prepping since the second that I won Miss Teen US Mexico Latina.
awesome? And what's been like one of your favorite moments competing or just doing stuff for the community while doing these pageants?
It's definitely being an inspiration to others and having the opportunity to volunteer and be that role model that people are looking for, especially as teenagers. A lot of teenagers suffer from depression, anxiety, and as someone who has seen firsthand how all of the things that you when you're involved in school, how all of that can help is truly a remarkable experience. I actually have a platform called Open Curtain is a stage for all, where it's all about encouraging teens to try new things, get out of their comfort zones, especially as a teenager and in high school. For instance, if that anything in the performing arts, right? So involve yourself in dance and music and theater and anything, because all of that can help with your anxiety and depression.
Tell us more about that platform. When did you get started with that?
It actually started on my journey way to Miss Teen US Mexico Latina. Before that, I represented Tolleson, so I was Miss Teen Tolleson Latina, and it was a beautiful experience because I was able to. Like I said, I'm in Tolleson High School, right? So I know everything about Tolleson since the history of how it started. And it's truly, Tolleson is a beautiful community filled with a lot of family, culture, traditions, and it's something that I knew I wanted to inspire and envision coming into the pageant where I won.
That's beautiful. And then, so next year you're going to be a senior. You've already done your 3 years, or you're almost done with your 3 years
Yes.
at Tolleson, and then you're going to go into your senior year. How do you feel about that? What are you most
Yes,
excited for about your senior
it's
year?
so crazy to say that I'm gonna be a senior next year.
Yeah,
I still can't believe I'm a junior, but I'm really excited for my senior year. I'm really excited for all the senior stuff. So senior sunrise, senior prom, all the fun things, last football game, last everything, right? But I'm also mainly excited to graduate and start my career and my life after high school.
so I just wanted, we're going to get into that. What's the next chapter looking like for you
Yes.
after high school?
I hope to study Bachelor of Fine Arts in dance. And I actually hope to open up a dance studio for my community just the way that I was handed to when I was a little girl and I started dance.
That's awesome. And then when did you start doing all, like, when did your journey start?
I started back when I was 10 years old. I actually started in my elementary school, and I had this amazing teacher that had the same passion that I had for kids. All about it doesn't matter about your background, your story, where you come from. None of that matters as long as you have the passion and the true talent for it. You can achieve anything, and that's why I am the person that I am today.
Hmm. And so, what advice do you have for any student that is coming into high school or is currently in high school and wants to be involved in more stuff, or is just kind of just too shy to get into the high school experience? What would you say to those students?
I would say never be afraid to try new things. Get yourself more involved out there. Get out of your comfort zone because you never know where it will take you, just like it did to me. If I could go back to my freshman year, I would tell my freshman year self would not believe that I am the person that I am today, right? No one would ever imagine how you would be in the next three coming years. And so just try new things. Push yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Meet new people because you never know where it will lead you.
Awesome, that's beautiful. And any shout outs to anyone that you want to make, to anyone in your during your journey in pageants and pom and dance, anyone?
A special thank you to my mom, who's actually in the back over here. My whole family's there. She is my whole support system. I love her so, so much. She has been there for me since day one, since I was little. She's always encouraged me, pushed me to go forward in life, especially when there's tough times in my life where either I've lost people in my life or there's been tough journeys in my life, especially through pageantry. And her being there for me truly is the reason why I am the person that I am today.
That's so beautiful. So, talking about varsity pom and the dance team over at Tolleson, how can you get more involved in that? Is there any tryouts that you need to do?
Yes, so it's actually separate, right? So dance and pom is
Mm,
separately. For dance, we do have auditions for that coming this coming May. So if you want to be part of the Tolleson Performance Company, just keep an eye out. Follow our Instagram page at Tolleson Dance. There they will have all the informations. We are going to have upcoming clinics with the performers, with the actual teammates from Tolleson Performance Company. We will get to um, it depends on the various of styles that we choose to teach. For example, there's contemporary, lyrical, hip hop, and every single style of dance. It will help you all to become a Tolson performance member. And for cheer, we will have auditions. I believe this coming April or May. Also, stay tuned for those. An advice for if this is your first time trying something new like cheer or dance is don't knock it until you try it because um as someone who originally didn't think she would be a cheerleader,
mhm.
I am now. I love it so, so much. It's something that fills my heart with so much pride and joy. I think one of my favorite parts in cheer is definitely during football season. I love cheering in the stands. I love hearing band. I love dancing, encouraging the crowd, encouraging the football players because that truly helps them a lot. And I think that's the main reason why we won so many games this year.
What was one of your favorite moments from this past season? Because this past season for Tolleson football was very historical. They won a lot of games. They won the River Rock back, which
Yes,
is well,
yes,
actually the thing we were talking about in the
yes.
previous episode that we had you in. So, what was one of your favorite moments from this past season?
I think it was definitely the podcast where you interviewed me in.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
I know that wasn't part of the season, but it was definitely an amazing opportunity. So thank you so
Oh
much
yeah, thank you for
for
being on.
having me tonight. It's definitely a memory that I will cherish forever in my heart. For cheer wise, I think the thing that I love most about cheer is the teammates and the bonds that we form throughout the entire year. Even especially if there's incoming teammates in our team, we get to guide, help them, especially if this is their first year dancing or cheering. We, as leaders, myself, we get to teach them individually how to help them maybe with turns or with jumps or any specific things in a dance.
Mhm.
And I love seeing them grow and grow as people and as dancers.
Awesome. And do you guys have any performances coming up for either pom or dance?
Let me think. We actually just had a performance a couple of weeks ago. It was for Thanksgiving. We had one here at the Tolleson Thanksgiving Day event. It was really amazing. I love especially that day because that was a day filled of gratitude. Thanksgiving Day is something that you need to be grateful for
Yeah.
and I'm grateful for all the opportunities that I've been given, especially like this one
Mhm.
and doing something that I love most, which is like dance is something that you have to be so entirely grateful for.
Awesome. How do people get involved into pageantry? Like, how do you get started with that? Like, do you go somewhere? Do you sign up somewhere online? Like, how does that work?
So, for modeling here in Arizona, we have a program called Quinceañera Magazine. It is an amazing program, especially for aspiring young teenagers to become more confident in themselves. As someone who started with Quinceañera Magazine, I can say that it definitely helped me with my confidence a lot. And I encourage others to try it if you haven't. You can follow Quinceañera Magazine on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. Any one of those three social medias, you will find them. Make sure to follow them and look up on any times that we have registrations. Every 6 months, we have an expo, and it's called Quinceañera Magazine Expo. There, if you are a future quinceañera, I invite you to go to those because that truly helped me, not only me and a lot of my other friends and other models that were upcoming quinceañeras. They have runways, they have boutiques for dresses, they have makeup artists there, and you can actually have the time one on one with the vendors and even sign your appointments for the day of your quinceañera and a lot of live entertainment and DJs. So it's
That's ve-
really fun.
that's very cool. Yeah. And how was your like experience? Your first experience doing pageantry and modeling? Like, what was it like that first modeling experience that you were going into? What was that like? How did you feel? How did you feel afterwards?
Yeah, I started back modeling when I was 13 years old. I knew I wanted to regain my confidence in myself because I didn't have confidence in myself, especially as an incoming teenager. With my generation, we suffer a lot from depression or anxiety. And I was one of the luckies that didn't have suffer from that, but I knew I wanted to have more confidence in myself, especially for my upcoming quinceañera. And I think it really helped me a lot coming into those registrations and having mentors there for the queens, which I am now so happy to become one of those mentors, to see them grow. And those queens truly helped me shape into the person that I am today too. They not only helped me in my modeling, but also my speaking and the way I project myself in front of a camera. It's truly a rewarding experience if you try it for the first time.
That's awesome. So you're involved in dance, you're involved in palm, you're involved in pageantry. Why so many things? Why don't you just pick, a lot of teens pick just one thing and they're like, "Oh, that's the only thing I'm gonna do and that's the thing I love." But you're like, "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and do this," and you're accomplishing a lot in all those things. What makes
Mhm.
you wanna spread your wings and do more?
Fun fact, when I was little, I think I honestly was just a natural born talent person. I loved being in front of cameras, but I never did dance or modeling until later in my years, right? So I started dancing when I was 10. I I auditioned for my my elementary dance team. And I knew nothing about dance. I didn't know how to put my toes. I didn't know how to turn. I did not know how to jump. I did not know how to do anything. And my dance teacher saw something in me. She saw that passion, that talent that I didn't even see in myself. And I think it's really important to have that special someone in your life that drives you to become a better person in yourself, not only physically, but even mentally. Um, Especially if you're an incoming teenager, um, try new things. Um, if my dance teacher hadn't seen something in me that day, I wouldn't be the president of my high school dance team. And same goes for modeling. I think ever since I was little, I've always loved glitz and glamours and dresses and heels. So I think I knew I wanted to go into that road when I realized I can be a model for quinceañeras, model dresses of, gala, and maybe in the upcoming years for weddings, right? And it's truly a rewarding experience because you learn so much from those programs. You get to meet new people, you stand out, you become more confident in yourself. So I think if you're really struggling with confidence, try it. Even if you don't think you'll like it, try it. I promise you, you're gonna do amazing.
Yeah, it truly never hurts to try new
Yes,
things.
it
Never,
never
it really
hurts.
never hurts. Yeah, that's awesome. That was all I had for you. Any closing remarks?
Yes, so if you'd like to see my journey on to nationals, follow me on Instagram at ZaidieB or also on TikTok. And also for more information to be on the dance team or also on as a cheerleader on Spirit Line, follow them on Instagram at either Tolleson Dance or TUHS Spirit Line. And remember, if you're scared to try something, try it anyways. You never know where it might lead you.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Education Exchange. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Education Exchange. Have a question or want to be a guest on our podcast? Email podcast@tuhsd.org for more information. Missed an episode? Catch all seasons of the Education Exchange on your favorite streaming platforms or at www.tuhsd.org/podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the Education Exchange.